shining bright. He taught them how to listen when their anger starts to rise, how to breathe through hurt and heartache, how to see through frightened eyes. He said the world is fragile, but you hold the healing thread, and every time you choose compassion, you unwrite what fear has said. They practice standing calmly while their thoughts storm deep within, learning strength that doesn't harden but begins where hearts begin. This is not inherited, he told them with a vow. It's shaped by every moment in the choices you make now. You are the children of the new dawn, born from the battles we refuse to fight. Carry the gentle flame we shone, let it guide you through every night. You are the children of the new dawn. Keep the courage that we passed on, for the work of peace is never gone. It lives in you now. Shine bright. It lives in you now, shining bright. Girl with shaking fingers raised her voice above the rest. What if someday I'm frightened? What if peace is not the best? He took a trembling hand and said, courage isn't being sure, it's choosing mercy anyway to make tomorrow more secure. And something in that moment bloomed like sunrise in the sand, an understanding kind and deep, not written but passed hand to hand. You are the children of the new dawn. Keep walking where our hope has gone. Let patience be your quiet song, let kindness be your steadfast guide. You are the children of the new dawn, the promise we rely upon. May every heart you touch grow strong and carry peaceful days worldwide. And when he left the clearing, their whispers filled the air. A new world slowly forming in the hearts he planted there. He walked the hills of sunset when the years grew soft and long, and listened to the echoes of a nation finding song. Children played with soldiers, once had patrolled the street, and the choir felt like healing grown beneath the weary beat. He knew his time was passing like a lantern's final glow, but his heart was calm with knowing there was nothing left to owe. If peace is truly planted, he murmured to the breeze, it blooms in many gardens far beyond the life that frees. This is the peace we leave behind. Our carved stone but shaped in mind, not forced by law but chosen kind, not gentle vow renewed each day. This is the peace we leave behind. A path for all of humankind, a quiet strength in hearts aligned, a softer world reclaimed from clay. a final word to hold, a blessing or a teaching to pass on. When he was old, he said, peace is not an ending, it's the courage to begin. Every time you choose compassion, you rewrite what might have been. A hush fell through the valley as the sun slipped out of view, and in that quiet moment, every heart felt something new. A promise not yet spoken, but alive in every mind, to guard the gentle future with the peace he left behind. This is the peace we leave behind, a lantern passed from hand to hand, a guiding star for any land still learning how to heal and rise. This is the peace we leave behind. This is the peace we leave behind, a softer truth for humankind, a legacy of heart refined, a dawn reflected in our eyes, a dawn reflected in our eyes. And as he walked into the dusk with footsteps slow and kind, the world felt brave enough to carry on the peace he left behind. He said, strength is not the tightening fist, it's the hand that refuses to strike. In a world that worships thunder, he became the quiet light, where others drew their borders with the ashes of a war. He mapped a revolution on the threshold of a door. He taught that every heartbeat is a nation of its own, and if we learn to master anger, we can turn the tyrants overthrown. If you wanna change a kingdom, he would whisper to the crowd, rise up without a weapon, you are braver when alone. This is the science of peace, where the strongest never need to harm, where the fearless stand with open palms, and courage is a calm beneath the storm. This is the language of the brave, turning hatred into soil for change. Oh, the science of peace, the wildfire of a non-violent heart. He said force can break a fortress, but it cannot change a mind. Only mercy shapes a future that the newborn can call kind. When the rulers sent their soldiers to dissolve the growing crowds, Aurelio only answered with the discipline of vows, to start before he'd injure, to walk before he'd run, to speak until the silence fell, ashamed of what it had become. If you wanna shake an empire, he taught farmers, workers, you let your dignity be thunder, and your only weapon true. This is the science of peace, where the strongest never need to harm, where the fearless stand with open palms, and courage is the calm beneath the storm. This is the language of the brave, turning hatred into soil for change. Oh, the science of peace, the wildfire of a non-violent heart. He showed a nation trembling how to stand without a sword, how to break a chain by standing as a single breathing chord. He said fear is just a fever, it burns off when we unite, and a million gentle footsteps overwhelm the iron night. He proved a revolution doesn't need to burn or bleed, it only needs names of people who refuse to plant the seed. This is a science of peace, where resistance is a healing art, where the future grows from quiet strains and the violence slowly falls apart. This is the rhythm of the free, heavy solar sanctuary. Oh, the science of peace, the wildfire of a non-violent heart. And he left us with a teaching, simple as a breathing flame. If you want a world worth living in, let your gentleness be brave. It began with just a whisper on a dusty evening trail, a single voice refusing to answer hate with hell. He said there's power in your footsteps when your heart will not divide. A nation's born the moment fear is set aside. And step forward with a steady, honest truth. It's harder to be merciful, but mercy frees you too. And in that fragile moment, the world began to turn. A single act of conscience lit a future fierce and this is the quiet that moves the world. The whisper that becomes a pearl. A chain of hearts and a trembling swirl. A rising tide of open hands. This is the quiet that sets us free. The strength and shared humanity. Teaches us how to stand. He taught that gentle doesn't mean weak, and soft doesn't mean small. For silence with a purpose can overturn it all.
A slab of stone for sleeping, and a bucket on the ground. But in the cracks of silence, where the cold night like to hide, he found a brighter kingdom no prison could divide. He breathed like dawn was watching. He walked like time was slow. He carried peace as if it were the only seed it sowed. If they cage your body, he wrote with trembling hands. Let your mind stay wandering, let your spirits expand. Stone walls, open hands, they couldn't hold the truth he planned. Bars can break a lesser man, but not the love he understands. Stone walls, open hands, he learned the strength of one who stands. Not with anger, not with demands, but with mercy steady as the sand. The guards would come at sunrise with their orders sharp and stern, expecting rage and bitterness to rise like something burned. But he greeted every sunrise with a quiet, fearless grace, as if he meant the morning on behalf of all the human race. He taught the youngest prisoners how to breathe through every fear, how to build a world within them when the outer one wasn't near. To master nonviolence, he carved into the air. You must learn to meet your captors with a heart that still can care. Stone walls, open hands, they couldn't hold the truth he planned. Bars can break a lesser man, but not the love he understands. Stone walls, open hands, he learned the strength of one who stands. Not with anger, not with demands, but with mercy steady as the sand. And the nights grew long and bitter, and the winters bit his bones. But he whispered to the darkness, you cannot claim my home. For a home is built of courage, not the roof of any place. It's the kingdom of forgiveness that no fear can erase. Slowly even soldiers saw the quiet fortress forged from where he stands. Break the body, change the plans, but never stop the hope he fans. Stone walls, open hands, he proved that peace outlives the bands and grows in hearts across the land. Still freedom walks with those who stand. And when they open up the gate, thinking they had shaped his fate, he walked out stronger than he went. A testament to what peace meant. Expecting him to stumble out, a man already gone. But he stepped into the sunlight, like he nearly paused his day, as if 18 years of silence had been a quiet place to pray. To sit down at his feet. He spoke of shared tomorrow, of the danger of despair, of how cycles built on hatred only poison the repair. Even those who harmed him, the ones who locked the cell, saw a freedom in his mercy that their orders never held. The bravest path to future days, he whispered to the land, is refusing to return the pain that shaped your trembling hands. When the gates swung open, he walked out unbroken, carrying peace like a lantern flame. No bitterness spoken, no vengeance awoken, just courage refusing to lay blame. When the gates swung open, the nation fell, hope in a voice unshaken by the pain. For when the gates swung open, a gentler world began again. The old regime expected fury, expected crowds to roar, but the people followed Aurelio down a very different shore. Instead of calls for punishment, he offered doors to grow. Let yesterday be compost for the seeds we need to sow. And something in the atmosphere shifted like a breath released. Not a victory for anger, but a triumph for the peace. When the gates swung open, the spirit unspoken spread through the city like quiet rain. No bitterness spoken, no vengeance awoken, just mercy learning to sustain. When the gates swung open, is grown. And with that truth, the whole land felt its first real dawn.
All with fear they couldn't say, but when Aurelio stepped forward with a calm that felt like truth, a trembling generation found the courage of its youth. He said, this road is not for anger, this road is not for hate. We walk so those who follow me to kinder, safer state. And with that simple promise they began to breathe as one. A village turned to thousands in the rising of the sun. Let your footsteps be the lesson. He called across the land. We teach the world what peace can do by how we choose to stand. This is the march of open hearts, a tide of hope, the fear departs. No fist raised high, no battle starts, just steady rhythm, brave and clear. This is the march of open hearts, where gentleness becomes an art, and every step a quiet part of turning justice into here. They marched through crowded cities where the rooftops held their breath, through checkpoints lined with soldiers who were trained to deal in death. But not a voice was shouting, not a stone was ever thrown, only songs of patient longing for a country to come home. A soldier dropped his helmet, moved by something undefined. Aurelio nodded softly, recognizing change of mind. For peace can melt the hardest steel if offered without pride, and strength is in the people who can love from every side. If you want to shake a nation, he said beneath the dawn, walk forward without threatening, let the violence be gone. This is the march of open hearts, a tide of hope, the fear departs. No fist raised high, no battle starts, just steady rhythm, brave and clear. This is the march of open hearts, where gentleness becomes an art, and every step a quiet part of turning justice into here. And some who marched were grieving, and some were bruised by years. But when the crowd began to sway, it lifted all their fears. Together they grew taller, though not a weapon shown. The power of their discipline was the strongest force they'd known. Aurelio walked among them, not above but heart to heart, and every silent mile they crossed became a healing star. This is the march of open hearts.
Villages warmed by hunger, children who had lost their view. They said, how can we face the night when shadows guard the throne? He answered with a steady voice, you never stand alone. He taught them how to breathe again, how anger comes and goes, how discipline is stronger than the fire your fear knows. To walk this path, he told them, you must learn a clear heart to steady every trembler with the courage of your heart. This is the way of the unarmed, stronger than the threats they've heard, sharper than a weapon's harm, wiser than the tyrant's word. This is the way of the unarmed, the quiet strength of the living song, a rising truth that can't be charmed, a steady, unrelenting call. He gathered them in circles in the outskirts of the town, teaching how to stand upright even when they're beaten down. No shouting at the soldiers, no fury in the air, just dignity like sunlight falling everywhere. He said, resist through presence, resist through open eyes. If you respond with gentleness, even darkness redefines. It's easier to strike back, he said, beneath the stars, but those who dare choose mercy are the ones who heal the scars. This is the way of the unarmed, stronger than the threats they've heard, sharper than a weapon's harm, wiser his weapon, hands trembling where he stood, unsure if following orders could ever lead to good. Aurelio met his gaze with a softness unafraid, a lantern in the chaos that refused to be betrayed. He said, your fear is real, but so is your command to be more than what they taught you, to be human where you stand. The soldier's grit loosened and the trembling crowd exhaled, a single act of mercy where violence almost prevailed. Courage isn't striking back, his voice rang through the square. It's choosing not to poison the future we all share. This was the moment the world held its breath, balanced on the edge of anger and regret. But they chose calm instead of wrath and turned away from violence path. This was the moment the world stood still, choosing discipline over will. This was the moment the world held its breath and found a way to live, not kill. Some would later whisper it could have gone another way, but peace is made of choices in the heat of fragile day. And every gentle heartbeat became a banner in the air, a testament to people who chose mercy over fear. For what is revolution if it mirrors what it fights? He taught them win with love or the victory has no light. This was the moment the world held its breath, facing down the shadow of its own unrest. But they chose peace instead of rage and wrote a new unwritten page. This was the moment they broke the chain, not with force but with restraint. Oh, this was the moment the world held its breath and dared to dream of peace And in the quiet after, you could almost hear the dawn, a softer world beginning, where destruction once was drawn. After the march was over and the shouting turned to dust, the people gathered weary with a
a strength not born of pride, a strength that says we're human, and we walk this world side by side. Some people cried in anger, some turned away in pain, but slowly came the breathing of a nation breaking chains. Forgiveness isn't letting go, he said it's letting grow. Planting gardens where the ashes of our darkest hours lay low. Welcome to the school of forgiveness, where courage is the gentlest art, where healing takes the place of bitterness and cracks a mended heart to heart. Welcome to the school of forgiveness, where the past is soil, not a wall, where the broken learn their tenderness and rise together from the fall. Her mother met the soldier who had raided her small home, their eyes locked in a tremor of fear and sorrow grown. But instead of rage erupting, she reached out with trembling hand, a simple touch of empathy no war had ever planned. And something in that moment spread like light across the square, the understanding deep within that we rebuild by how we care. Welcome to the school of forgiveness, where anger slowly learns to sleep, where wounds become a tenderness and justice grows in places deep. Welcome to the school of forgiveness, where mercy doesn't mean forget, it means we shape tomorrow's chances with gentleness instead of threat. And as the night embraced them, a softer world took form. Not perfect, not unbroken, but at last beginning to transform. And the banners had been folded, and the last march had gone home. They faced the quieter challenge of rebuilding what was torn. Aurelia walked among them in the early morning haze, saying courage isn't only what you show on marching days. Peace is in the meetings where disagreements bloom. It's in the hands that shake after filling up a room. Victory is hollow, he warned them, don't celebrate. If we forget the patient work that keeps compassion loud, this is the work of peaceful debates, the quiet craft of better ways, not the roar of crowds ablaze, but thoughtful hearts in humble rooms. This is the work of peaceful debates, where justice grows in steady rays, and mercy shapes the laws we raise, and hope repairs what once was and hope repairs what once was They formed their new assemblies beneath canvas roofs and trees, determined to include the voices long ignored by old decrees. Debates grew warm with passion, but the tempers never burned, for they practiced listening as if every life were earned. Aurelio sat among them, not above but hand to hand, teaching that a government is a promise, not command. If we build on domination, he said with grounded
fought so hard to replace it. The work of peaceful days, the quiet craft of better ways. Not the roar of crowds ablaze, but thoughtful hearts in humble rooms. This is the work of peaceful days, where justice grows in steady rays, and mercy shapes the laws we raise, and hope repairs what once was doomed. And some grew tired of patience, some longed for quicker change. But he reminded them that peace is a lifelong living range. It's not one just in a moment, he said by land and light, but in thousands of small choices made when no one sees the fight. A farmer shared her harvest with the families once opposed. A soldier helped rebuild the homes where his old patrol once closed. And slowly through such gestures a new country took its form. Not perfect, not without its scars, but finally becoming warm. This is the work of peaceful days, the daily vow in subtle ways. No throne of power, no tyrant's gaze, just people choosing gentler ground. This is the work that keeps us whole, repairing nation, flesh and soul. For peace is not a distant goal, it's every quiet moment. And as the blue dust settled, he whispered to the land, we've not finished peace by winning, we begin it where we stand.